Hey, boys and girls. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. This is going to be the first video of this unit by me. So, I guess I have to start with saying, who was a Roman general, who was a Roman dictator, born 100 BC in Rome, Italy. He was murdered on the 15th of March. Too bad we couldn't be there for that. I don't mean the actual place, but in school. That would have been cool to talk about. But he was killed on March 15th, also known as the Ides of March. But I guess what he was best known for was being a dictator and putting an end to the Roman Republic. But before all this happened, I didn't even tell you his name, Caesar, Julius Caesar. But before all this happened, Caesar had a rough life. At about 16 years old, his father died, and Caesar became the head of the family. He was responsible for his mom and his sister Julia, and life was pretty rough back then. Lifespans weren't that long, like today. And it wasn't uncommon for people to get married at a young age, and Caesar did. He was married at 17. Caesar would work his way up into great power, politics. He was a true politician. He worked his way up in politics, became one heck of a military leader, and he led a lot of victorious battles. To tell you what kind of a man he was, it's actually a funny story. Maybe not then, but now. But Caesar was once kidnapped by pirates. And he was still young. And he joked with them and he told them, he said, if I ever get free, I'm going to come back and I'm going to execute you. And the pirates, pirates being pirates, they laughed and laughed. And, later he did what he said. He captured him and he killed him. He meant his word. But eventually, Caesar is going to reach a certain height, and that's going to happen in 46 BC. And in 46 BC, he's going to become dictator of Rome. And we talked yesterday about ultimate power. What is ultimate power? And a lot of you, I shouldn't say a lot, I mean, those of you who handed in some really stunning pieces, and I was quite proud of your ultimate power. But for Caesar, ultimate power meant he was now the most powerful man in the world. The Senate would make him dictator for life, which means it's not like a president where you have terms, 4 years and you get another 4 years, or governor every so many years you get elected. He was dictator for life, which means there was only one way for him to not have power, and that would be to, die. But while he was in power, he made many great changes to Rome. He did some things that may have been a little sketchy. Like, for example, he put his own people in power, which is always good if you want the vote, but it's not usually a fair system. He was responsible for beautiful architecture and buildings and coliseums and arenas and bridges and roadways. I mean, all that in Rome was a lot in part to Caesar. And he changed the calendar to what we have now, which is the 365 days and a leap year. And this would go on for a short period. I guess what I'm going to say next is that short period is 23. Yeah, it's 23. You probably don't know what 23 means. Well, for some people in Rome, they felt that Caesar was getting to be too powerful, a little big, too big for his britches. They were worried that his rule would put an end to the Roman Republic, which it did. So his friends, the Senate, they plotted to kill him. And his best friends led that march. And on March 15th, there was a call to the Senate. And during his speech and discussing with the Senate, his best friend stabbed him in the back. and the Senate all came up taking turns stabbing Caesar, and he was stabbed 23 times. I can go on and on and on about Caesar. There's a lot more to this story. We're going to learn more about it, as the Caesar part passes. The rise of his adopted son. There's Cleopatra. But what you're going to do over the course of this week is you're going to watch a speech from Caesar's Mark Antony, from Caesar's the movie, and it's a speech by Mark Antony, who is one of Caesar's allies and best friends. And what I need you to do is I need you to follow the assignments in order and really understand what they're asking. I mean, our ultimate goal is to find out, was Mark Antony's speech a persuasive speech or an argumentative speech? And I know we've gone over this many times, throughout the school year about those two different types, and included on the outline, on the syllabus, is a rubric for what a argumentative speech is and what a persuasive speech is. So again, follow the assignments. Email me any questions that you may have. Remember that the assignments handed in is how you get credit. And that's that. Email, wait for chat time. I set this up so it should only take 15 to 20 minutes a day, if that. So know that I'm missing y'all. I hope that you're all doing well, and please give my regards to moms and dads. We'll talk to you later.